This is New York Nightly News with Chuck Scarborough.
Bet this one slipped up on you, but it's the start of National Stand Tall Week. It's a week designed to empower women to be proud of their height and stand tall. Now, joining us now to talk more about the advantages and the disadvantages or obstacles of being blessed in the height category is Arianne Cohen, author of The Tall Book, a celebration of life from on high. Welcome, Arianne. You've certainly had that perspective at 6'3".
I have, absolutely.
So what have been some of the advantages, do you think, along the way?
Well, tall people make more money. They make $789 more per inch per year, and it's because tall people do really well in the workplace. They're more likely to get promoted, and that's because their coworkers are more likely to perceive them as being a little bit more competent.
And what are some of the obstacles?
You know, to be tall is really to be public. You're always sort of on stage. So when I was walking here, you know, everybody on the sidewalk kind of looks at me, and that can be really challenging for people who don't have personalities that appreciate that kind of attention.
Now, are people who end up being tall always ahead of the curve on the growth charts?
No, it just depends when your growth spurt is. Growing up, I was always ahead of the curve.
And what are some of the difficulties in buying clothes for a tall person?
It's extremely challenging. Tall companies or clothing companies, they tend to design around a 5'4" fit model, and what that means is that when they design their quote-unquote tall sizes, they just add a little bit to the hem, and then the waist isn't in the right spot and the knees are not in the right spot. The proportion isn't right, and that's why it's really important to shop at clothes that are designed for tall women, like Long Tall Sally.
But with tall sizes or tall people, at least you never have to cut the legs off the clothing as so many petite people do.
You probably know all about that.
Oh, just a little bit. I did notice something interesting in regards to intelligence, and your book actually says that taller people are more intelligent?
Yeah, they have a little bit of an IQ boost. It's about an 8% IQ boost, and it's just because of good childhood nutrition and health care.
And so what do you find that women should do if they happen to be tall and they are attracted to a shorter man?
Go with it. I am engaged to a man who's shorter than me, and it is absolutely fantastic. You know, there's so many things that matter more in a relationship than height.
That must make for interesting social conversation, though, sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. I tower over him in heels. And
so how do you handle that? How do you handle the short, tall questions?
You know, sometimes when you're looking down at somebody, it can be really uncomfortable, and tall people like to pretend that it's not happening. And I highly suggest just saying, hey, this is a little bit awkward. Can we sit down? And it's fine.
And do you find that levels the playing field when you do sit down?
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you so much for being with us, and stand tall in your shoes no matter how tall you are. That'll do it for New York Nightly News. I'm Roseanne Coletti. Thanks for joining us.